believe is about the right size, technically speaking. Oh, minus Fox Right, so I can have it Fox, and this is, I guess, a review of The Secret Iron, which, funny enough, this is a movie that came out in 2010, which I didn't realize. I'm like, oh, that's a year, like either the end of my freshman year in high school, or at least the beginning of my second year in high school. Which I was like, oh, shit, because, like, even then, like, at the very end of the movie, like, when we saw it, like, there's a vignette, I guess, where they're talking to the directors and artists and stuff. And I think it's Miyazaki. I think that's his name. Sorry, I don't remember his name. The main Studio Ghibli guy. He, like, had, like, a grape soda pen. I'm like, is that from Up? And, like, it's, like, Up came out in 2009. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it's from Up. But, yeah, so I'm going to watch this real quick, and then we'll talk about the movie, I guess. A 15-year-old movie. God, it's fun. It might be one of my new favorite Studio Ghibli movies. Alright. Not a bad. Out in the garden.
Discover a world beneath our own, where little people have made their home.
You've been outside again. What if a human being saw you?
At night, they borrow things that are never missed.
Not really borrow,
Stay
more
out of sight.
just take.
Of that, they insist.
The world of the human beings.
I love how there's this narrator doing these rhymes and shit. None of that's in the actual film.
Father, borrowing is such fun.
Please be careful.
But brave Arrietty, she dreams of more. For her, the world is there to explore. So when a young boy sees her one day, a friendship is born in an extraordinary way.
Beautiful.
Also, the voices. Okay, this is the. It's because this is the Australian version, but yeah, because like I'm like the English dub is different completely.
Now join them on their journey as they
These
both
voice
discover an amazing adventure that's unlike any other. From Studio Ghibli,
Maybe in the Australian one there's a narrator.
creators of Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, and Ponyo, comes
I have not seen Ponyo. I've seen the other two. They're
the
really good.
story of a friendship that will touch your heart, where the smallest person plays the biggest part. Arrietty, inspired by Mary Norton's The Borrowers.
Well, it's supposed to be The Secret Arrietty. Tom Holland. Sorry, back. I just had to tell him. Sorry, I just had to tell him. I'm like, wait, Tom Holland? What? But yeah. So, anyways, I saw the American version, I guess. But yeah, pretty much. To summarize it, this is a Studio Ghibli adventure being, very tiny, about, tiny people, like I said, the borrowers, who then come out, borrow things, really steal, but borrow things, and, like, they live underneath the floorboards, and I'll say this, that I really like, I don't know if it's because I watched it, because I've never seen this movie before. I heard about it, and, like, I think some people said, like, they didn't like it, or something like that, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I just won't watch it. And I feel kind of dumb for listening to that, but also on that same note, I probably wouldn't have, like, okay, I like this movie a lot. I really, really do. The ending kind of pissed me off a little bit. Because, like, okay, like, the whole thing is that she gets seen by, young Howl here. She gets seen by him, who's like this kid who's dying of like a heart thing, and he's gonna get a surgery at some point soon. But she, on her first borrowing adventure with her dad, they go to borrow like a sugar cube and tissue. She accidentally drops a sugar cube, tissue. He sees her, like, he first saw her like the first day they actually came there, and pretty much because of her being seen, they're like, well, as long as we don't interact with the humans, we should be fine. But then at one point, they're like, then the mom and dad are like, we're going to start looking for a new home just in case. And then it doesn't help that later when he, like, like pretty much like the family knows or kind of knew that there were borrowers in the house, and also these guys are the last borrowers in this house. Apparently, there was 2 other families. One family just disappeared, and the other family left. So, no idea what happened to it. But the grandfather of this kid saw the borrowers, and he actually built a dollhouse for them. And it has a working kitchen. It has a nice dining room and all that stuff. And it seemed modular too. My sister pointed out that there's no bedroom in there. But I'm like, yeah, but also it wouldn't surprise me if maybe it's modular to the one where if they wanted to, you could attach a bedroom to it or switch out some things. Or maybe the borrowers would just come there to cook or whatever. That's kind of the idea, I'd imagine. But so there's the whole thing, but the borrowers always want to stay hidden because bad things always happen to borrowers when seen by humans. And they build all this up, they talk about the boy's mom who used to live there with their grandpa or father, I'm not sure. I think grandpa, and they built that little house for the borrowers. And mind you, everything, it makes sense, stuff why the dad is cautious. Because at one point, when the dad comes in, when the dad first enters the house, he comes in. Oh yeah, here's the you can kind of see the dollhouse here. When the dad comes into their home underground or in their place, he looks like he's yes, and almost like he's been to war, he's seen things. He has that kind of a stare, I feel like. And it's you understand it, because even when Arrietty's in the beginning, where there isn't really an immediate danger, but you feel oh yeah, these guys are about, they said 12 centimeters, I'm not entirely sure how big it is. I think about this big, but also they kind of shrink and grow at some points, I kind of feel like. But, you see how dangerous it is, the giant drop they gotta go down to do it, the giant cats or the freaking raccoons running around that could kill them and eat them. At one point a bird tries to get them, and it's there's a lot of things that could potentially kill them and stuff like that. Also, this is their house that's underneath the floorboards and all that. It's really cool. It's really interesting, I guess. It's really cool how they did, because we've seen movies before where there's been tiny people, and whether it be Toy Story or something like that, we've seen it like that, and I don't feel enough of them me, I think of as Ant Bully, but there's sometimes where it's just okay, it doesn't, you kind of lose that feeling of smallness. Or maybe they're so small, it just looks like a completely different world. I feel like there's a really good balance here between, the best way I can describe it also is, if you have Godzilla next to Kong and, a bunch of other kaijus, but you don't have anything small around them or humans around them, they don't look as impressive. They're just okay, they're regular size. Where this, you are they are constantly switching back and forth. Sometimes you see the giant characters or the regular size characters, at and one point where I want to call him Christian Bale because Christian Bale's in most of these, and he voiced Hal, but his name was his name is Show, I think, in the actual movie, but it was Sean in the American one. But it is a point where he reaches down and just kind of tears off a wall of their house and then puts down the actual kitchen and all this stuff. And it's really, and it's holy shit, just showing how destructive they could be if big people did want it to be to them, but they're not. But this guy's not, he's trying to help, and mind you, the dad and mom have an immediate reaction of yeah, we're leaving now. We have to leave now. And it's yeah, that makes sense. I understand it, but also on the same note, I feel there could have been a way to trust them, I guess. Especially because I was hoping, I was really hoping they were gonna. So, spoilers for this movie, I definitely say go watch it if you haven't seen it yet. But the ending is that, like, they eventually do leave the house and they go live somewhere, like, I guess not that far away. I think it's technically only a few blocks, but for them it's like a journey. And like the kid says, like, yeah, I heard, like, neighbors a few houses down saying, like, how things have gone missing, stuff. So that most likely Arrietty's family and all this stuff are there. And, like, there's a whole thing about, like, Sean going, like, oh, you're, like, you might be the last ones of your kind. You might be going extinct if everything dies. And he's really saying that because he feels like he might die from his whole heart thing. The friendship with these two are cute together, being friends or whatever. Like, they do feel like they do like each other because Arrietty looks at him and blushes, and same thing with him to her. Which also, Arrietty is adorable. Like, she might be one of my favorite Studio Ghibli main characters. Like, just this, and it's like the simplicity of her design too, of just the simple red dress, not really much on it, the satchel, the boots. It's really, really, and then the little, like, bunny ears with the peg. Even, like, the little scene with the cat of touching the nose and everything, it felt really cute and awesome. And, like, it has really nice moments. Like, this is very much like almost like a relaxing aspect. Oh yeah, this is when he saw her the first time.
Sees her one day.
The movie is just really cute, and again, like, all the different things, and, like, another thing too, like, attention to detail, like, when they drink, like, because it's really cool attention to detail, because, like, if you notice, whenever you take a drop of water, like, water on your finger, where you put it on something, and you'll see, like, the bubble of it, and, like, you obviously can't do that. If I have a cup of water and I dump it, it's not going to do that. It's going to go everywhere. That, like, physics of it, I can't remember what it's called. It's, like, the water tension or whatever of it, is, like, very present in everything the little people do, the borrowers do, with, like, whether it be their tears, whether it be water that, like, rains down on top of them and it beads up on their clothing, or even, like, when they pour into their drinks, like, they pour it into their drink, and, like, it doesn't just go, like, loosh into it, it kind of goes like a bubble, like that into their cup. And when they're drinking, or, like, even when they're messing around with, like, a spoon and, like, some soup and stuff, like, it always has that, like, bloop. I guess that's the best way to describe it, that bloop kind of, like, thing to it. And I'm like, that's such amazing attention to detail. I love it. And, again, like, everything is just so vibrant. Again, like, their house is, like, green on the inside. Like, they have a picture of the sea to make it look like there's one outside. The animation is just downright pretty. Animation is just downright pretty. Again, giant creatures. Also, you see when he tears the... Oh, no, this is when because there's also, like, a house... What? Like, a lady... Like, the Studio Ghibli old lady, pretty much. Like, she pops up and everything. That's not her, the mom, but... She, like, I guess she's the house caretaker. She... At one point, sees, like, she's, like, captures the mom after, like, the kid accidentally, like, kind of not let it slide that they were there, but, like, left too many clues. And she grabs the mom, puts her in a jar, and, like, she's gonna call exterminators to catch the other small people, because she wants to, I don't know what she wanted to do with them, just to prove she's not crazy, I guess? I don't know. But... And eventually, like, after that, like, they immediately just, like, pack up and leave. They're like, yeah. And I'm like, God damn it. And, like, they leave, like, everything behind, too. They don't bring any of the tea sets or all that stuff that were made specifically for them. And I'm like, man, I feel like, that's why it kind of makes me a little bit miffed. And then there's, like, Spiller, who, like, is, like, a wild borrower who's just out in the wild doing random shit, shooting arrows and everything. When she was going to shoot Sean at one point, and I'm like, what do you think your little arrow is going to do to him? Like, it's going to hurt. Like, if I get stabbed with a toothpick, I'm like, ow, you little shit. Like, it's still gonna hurt, but, like, I want to know more about him. He looked like he jumped straight out of freaking Princess Mononoke. But yeah, like, I don't know. This, just everything. Again, just like, even like this, where she's taking in the view, and it's just like, if you look out a window of, like, a garden, you kind of see it like that. Like, they say, like, oh, we're going to the river. And I'm like, oh, that's probably like the river right there. Like, that little bit of river right here. Like, I don't know. It's really, I don't know. It's a really good movie. It's a very calming movie. I'll say that too. Like, it has that kind of summer vacation feel. Like, if you ever seen the show Hilda, I'd say that kind of has it as well. It has that very summer vacation feel where people can talk a little quietly. It has to be too loud and crazy. There's nice quiet. Studio is perfect at these though. It has these nice quiet moments. You just take in the art, just take in the. I want to play Tears of the Kingdom one of these days again. But God, it's so good. It's legitimately like a really fun comedy. Me and my sister are gonna watch My Neighbor Totoro next month in the theater. But like, I really do love like how they made the world. It like you feel the danger in this world where it's just like a kitchen or just this. Like you feel the danger in this world way more. Like again, another way I describe it, Cinderella. Cinderella's one like I like when you follow the mice. I don't know, for that one, I don't think I necessarily ever, I guess maybe because I also grew up watching Cinderella, but I never really felt like that scared for the mice. And again, maybe that is because I grew up with the movie, but I never felt that much of that. I did feel it for these. I'm like, oh shit, like they're just like little people. Like they could like, I was honestly half expecting the dad to die at some point. And like there's points where like the dad leaves to go find a trail to try to find a new home and then he comes back hurt or something. It's like what happened out there that he got hurt like that? Or like when it started raining at one point, I'm like, oh shit, are they gonna drown? Like no, like I should have thought like, oh yeah, they had to have it all set up to where like they weren't drowning and everything like that. But I'm like, God. And not to mention like just the art of Studio Ghibli is great. I legit want to work on my drawings and art to add a little bit more like the Studio Ghibli-esque-ness to it. I just gotta figure out like exactly what that is, but I think it's something about just maybe solid colors kind of with it. Like this, like it's very simple with their designs and everything, but like I think that simplicity is also partially like I don't know. It's definitely part of the reason why I think they're so good. I think the only thing I probably won't ever do is solely black dark eyes because well they even then they switch it up too, but yeah I love. The art style of it's so good. Like, and all the time, I'm definitely going to add a little more Studio Ghibli to it. And honestly, like, I'm working on another story, Toys. Whichever, these are just stories I'm writing and stuff. Like, all of time's on my channel. Go check that out. It's animated. But Toys, which is kind of a Toy Story-esque kind of story, like thing. I legit kind of want to take some inspirations from this movie a bit for that. But, yeah. I like this. I like this a lot. Studio Ghibli, honestly, is a very calming movie to watch. And, like, I legit don't know where we're going. Like, that's the thing. Like, even the ending kind of felt like it kind of came out of nowhere a little bit. Because I'm like, oh, wait, no. Like, they have to move into the house. They have to move into the big mansion for them and all this stuff. It's like, It felt, like, sad. And that was a bit of, like, But, like, other than that, like, everything in this movie is great. Arrietty, I honestly legit think is probably one of my favorite Studio Ghibli, like, main characters. Like, I like Spirited Away. I like Howl's Moving Castle. I love all that stuff. Oh, Howl's Ring. Like, I was telling my sister, like, all the stuff I had of Ghibli, and I forgot that she gave me Howl's Ring. She has the blue one, and I have the red one. But, yeah, this movie was great. I really did like this. Prison Mononoke is still a good movie film, too. I'm not saying that's not one of my favorites, but I kind of really like this one a lot, just the simplicity of it. And, like, I remember, like, back in the day, you know, playing with toys and all that stuff, and again, watching Toy Story. Like, I always remember, like, looking at, like, a bush and just thinking, like, yeah, if I was toy size, I could run around inside the bush and, like, climb it like Tarzan or, like, through this big brush of grass and stuff like that. Like, I always thought, like, that was always a cool thing. Mind you, again, terrifying, as you've seen here. But, like, it's really interesting. It's really cool, I think. I really love it. Anyways. I can't wait to watch more. We missed Kiki's Delivery Service, which kind of sucks. That's another studio movie I've been wanting to see for an extremely long time. I remember watching, I think, the Batman Beyond VHS, and I think one of the trailers for it was always Kiki's Delivery Service on there. And, like, that and the Sonic movie, the animated one. So I remember really wanting to watch those back in the day, and I just didn't know how to back in the day because we didn't have internet, and I was just like, well, I don't have money, and I don't know how to get things, and I don't know how money works, so I guess I'm just gonna see this trailer when I watch Batman. But this is great. I like this a lot. I wonder how the other dubs play some of the things. It's funny too because you can also tell Disney had a big hand like distribution and stuff like that because like if you look at one Tom Holland's in the Australian one apparently, but no, if you look at the American one, like 90% of the people were like Disney TVA people at the time. So I'm like, yeah, they kind of do that with every character. The only person that's not Disney that's been in Studio Ghibli films I think is Christian Bale. And even then, Christian Bale might have been in a Disney thing somewhere. Any case, thank you so much for watching. If you should go to Zay Done, links are on my Facebook, links are there, so all my videos. Hopefully enjoy this. I don't know, this movie just is very calming. I really like that. And it's just fun, and like I could watch an entire series, and then technically sure there is ones. I think like The Littles I think Littles might be based off it, but not. It's very similar-esque, but like, and also like it's an adaptation of books, but like it's legitimately just a really cool thing. I never got to add like tiny people all the time. But anyways, thanks for watching videos. Hope you enjoy this, and we will see you later. You know, in Okami Isan. It's like a little person too, and he's really badass. It's really cool when you get in that part of the level too, where you shrink down to like the size of like all the small people. So like, the small people are always really cool. Thing like little fey creatures, kind of. I don't know. It's really awesome.